A very good morning, students. Hopefully, all of you are well and are in touch with your requirements. Now, in the previous video, students, you went through the two definitions of statistics, one in the singular sense and the other one in the plural sense. I hope all of you did go through it and found the difference between the two. Just make sure that you are aware of the same, the difference between the two. We'll have a discussion further on it a little bit later. But for the time being, I'm going to focus more on the functions of statistics as a subject and how it is useful, right? And as we generally do, I'm going to quote an example first, right? An example which will be making the things present in a better way. So, let's talk about few countries which are neighbor to India, China and Pakistan. China is recently in news, you know it. Why, students? As a student of commerce, you should be aware of what is happening in and around the business environment as well as political environment of our country. China and Pakistan, both of these countries are neighbor to India. And as an individual, we are interested in knowing how we are faring as far as the comparison with these two countries is concerned, right? Now, in order to find out the comparisons between the various countries, there are certain parameters which we are interested in. Let me just discuss some of them. The parameters, clear? Number one, which I can speak about, is the income per individual. That means how much every individual of that respective country is earning in comparison to the other countries. That is an economic indicator, students, right? Similarly, we are also interested in knowing how many people are below the poverty line. The lesser the people, the better it is for the country in terms of its progress, right? But I would like to pose a question, students. In order to know how the country is doing, is it only the economic indicators like income per individual, which you will in future call it as GDP per capita, or number of people in the below the poverty line is important? I think there are certain few indicators which we are missing here. What are the certain few indicators? Let's say, for example, MMR, if I have to full form it, give the full form for the same: maternal mortality rate. How many of the women die during the pregnancy? That is an indicator of what are the health facilities available in a country. Naturally, per thousand people, the more the MMR, the poor is the health sector of that particular economy or particular country. Then you have some more indicators which will judge the quality of life of that particular country. That is how many children are undernourished. There is a lot of talk about immunity during this COVID era. Now that immunity becomes strong only once you are properly nourished in terms of food, isn't it? Now, one of the biggest problem is that are the Indians or the children properly nourished or are they undernourished? That is what we are focusing upon, right? So all these are individual parameters. Now, if you look all of them together, it makes it for quite a complex study of how an economy is doing or how a country is doing. So in order to replace it, I will use a statistical device which is called as Human Development Index, which will take into account not only these four parameters, but whole lot of them to come up with its ranking, which country stands where. Now, 86 is the ranking of China, which of the three countries stands first. India has 130 ranking and Pakistan the third ranking of all the three countries. These are 2015 figures. But just see what statistics did. just by quoting one ranking figure for India, China, and Pakistan through a statistical device, Human Development Index, which you will study a little bit later, we are able to make lot of complex figure appear through the simple numbers representing each country. So, what are the functions of statistics which we can get through this example? I can quote the first one. It simplifies complex facts or data, which you can also note it down. Why I say complex? These are all complex one, but through one number, they have been pretty easily simplified. I hope all of you are understanding it. Second, we know which country is doing good, which one is not doing good. China is doing the best of the lot, and Pakistan is the worst of the three, isn't it? But such terms or abbreviations or variables are generally not proper depictor of where a particular country stands, right? There are small indicators. The better indicators are the quantifiable indicators, which are numerically expressed. So one of the strength of statistics is that it makes the figure present quantitatively. So you will mark it down. To present the fact quantitatively. Remember, quantitatively, if you present it, it is far better the presentation than done qualitatively through certain words which are abstract, like best, worst. Avoid using it. Statistics never use it. Clear? And the third one, which you can witness from this example, is very easily we know where we stand in comparison to China. Far lesser, right? But in comparison to Pakistan, we are a little bit of notches ahead. So, what is the third function which I can quote as far as statistics is concerned? It helps in comparison of facts or the data. So, three functions coming through these examples. Number one, it simplifies the complex data by presenting host of information through one number. Second, students, it helps in presenting the information quantitatively. Third, it also makes comparison between different set of variables, be it country or for that matter some other purposes. Three functions of statistics. I hope all of you got it right. Thank you.